I would like everyone to stand up. You've been sitting for a while now. Turn around, shake the person's hand next to you, stretch, reach for the stars, twist, make a new friend, smile, say hello, shake it off, get some energy back in that body. All right, and now you may sit. So, as stated earlier, my name is Sidra Afzal, and I'm a senior at this high school. I came in halfway through sophomore year. I was in Methuen for 14 years, then moved to Canada, then came back here. It's been a ride. But when I first started high school, it was a different experience for me. I was the only one covered from head to toe other than a couple of other people, and I was perceived differently. So high school is a sea of lost kids trying to find themselves when they've been nothing but lost. I originally came to high school to get good grades and get out. My main focus was, getting good grades in order to go to a good college and then pursue a good career. And when I looked at myself in the mirror, I obviously look different, but I thought that if I wouldn't speak about myself, that if anyone would ask me any questions, I would just, divert it and be like, yeah, I just cover because, that's part of my religion. I wouldn't expand on it. And I thought that if I would be quiet, if I wouldn't speak, it would silence others' judgment of me. However, this all changed on a beautiful day in sophomore year where I saw a poster for the school slam team. And I was like, oh my God, this school has poetry, this is amazing. And so I joined that club, and in that club, I've grown so much. Shout out to Ms. Janovitz. And it's just been a welcoming, friendly environment, and I was able to blossom and grow. And we joined a competition called LTAB, Louder Than a Bomb. And I auditioned, I made the team, I wrote my poem, I practiced it multiple times throughout the day. And then finally the day of the competition came, and I was extremely nervous. Imagine standing in front of an audience, sharing a poem, and being judged because they actually hold up the whiteboard saying your scores. So obviously I was going to be nervous, I was being judged so openly. But I was able to come over the 50 pounds of anxiety and anticipation, and the judges, they loved my poem. I actually ended up getting, one of the highest scores of that event. But that's not what changed me. It's the fact that the people came to me after I did my poem. They're like, we loved your poem, it was great. They hugged me, and I felt that I could speak and I could be heard. I no longer had to be silent anymore. Moreover, I learned to be confident, and I learned that confidence is embracing the chaotic imperfections and flaws and beauty that you call yourself you. And I realized that I can be who I am loudly, and I will never let fear silence me. And perhaps I will always be perceived as the quiet Muslim girl, and I have to always combat that and be like, no, I have a voice, I can speak, I'm not oppressed. And not only that, but I have to learn to flow not with the crowd. I was born to stand out. I can't blend in. I cannot. I just can't. Come on, guys. So I am loud, vibrant colors against dull surroundings. This is pretty dull, I guess, right? Right? And I will always be perceived different, but I'm a voice that can't be blocked, and I'm a body that cannot be stopped. Regarding this journey, I wrote my poem for this year's LTAB competition, which it got a pretty good score, and it was riveting. It was pretty rattling as well. So I'm going to perform that poem as well. It's called One Body, Three Struggles. Look at me. I'm a Muslim woman, so now should I cue you assuming that my liberty is consumed, that I'm oppressed, depressed, compressed, that my scarf disables me, cripples me, chokes me, but my faith liberates me, downs me in crowns and gowns. I am a queen, where society binds me with words turning into shackles and chains. My wild soul cannot be tamed. So I struggled to stay sane because I was told to stay in place, and so I did. I was told to hold back, and so I did. Taught to quiet my thoughts, and so I did. And so I did, and so I did, and so I did, but I'm tired of being told I'm too loud or too quiet. I'm tired of being silent. I cover my hair, not my lips. I open my mind, not my legs. I'm not a fetish you can peg another notch on your patriarchal keg. I'm not an exotic, spicy dish for you to take. I'm not a present veiled by layers for you to open. Let treasure be lost. Why must you try to find it? Why must you try to own me? My body's not your property. So even though I'm covered, you can't cover me. Don't blindfold me. You can't gag me. yet you tried. Made me think that if I wouldn't speak, you wouldn't see the Muslim part of me, that if I covered my face, you'd say I can't see her, and I wouldn't see me either, because you see, 80% of the lies we tell aren't to each other, it's 6 inches away from the mirror, so who would I be if I let my signs define me, refine me, confine me, align me like parallel lines, but these lines keep getting closer and closer and closer, closing in on me, squeezing me, ouch, your bigotry hurts me. But I recover because we are survivors, and they try to look down on me when my faith has raised women so high that heaven is under her feet. So how dare they look down on us when we are beings not even of earth? We are more than our voices. We have rights and we have choices. We can be silent or make noises. We are women. I am a woman. Don't use the term like an insult. Use it like it is. I'm a Pakistani American Muslim woman, and you're of me. I am of you, on the run from the prison of labels, expectations, limitations, standards, and construct. Construct are for us without asking what's in it for us. So don't label me a criminal and treat me like a victim. The only bombs I drop are my words. Watch the echoes, see them heard. I extend peace and love, never pain nor hurt. So get a good look at me. I mean, really. Don't build walls before you build bridges. I'm a refugee from this judgmental society, yet they're after me, trying to arrest me. They see a target on my body, but I'm bulletproof. Thank you. So this was my journey, and I live in a world where words hurt more than sticks and stones, and looks cut sharper than razors on skin. So we must understand to stand up against the negativity that words bring, and all the hatred that that surrounds us, and whether it be external or internal. So my journey for this rise and against this rise, it was a struggle, and as I had said earlier, I needed to learn that even if I didn't speak, I would still be perceived as different. And I also live in a society where when an act of aggression happens, the entire Muslim community holds their breath, hoping that the person who's committed the crime isn't a Muslim. Imagine, you hear something on the news and all of a sudden we hold our breath, and it's like, I really hope that person's not associated to Islam or Muslim in any shape or form, because again, if that person is, then it's a hit on our religion, and we are not a religion of violence. Islam, actually, the word comes from salam, which means peace. We greet each other with assalamu alaikum, which means peace and blessings be upon you. So tell me, how can a religion that is fundamentally based on peace condemn or support any actions of violence or aggression? It's not, it just can't happen. We extend peace, we extend love, we extend care and respect, all the good positivity in life. We have nothing to do with hate or aggression. So as a Muslim coming to this high school, or wherever I go, I stand. I stand for not only myself, but I stand for the banner of Islam. I have to remember that I carry the burden of the entire way that people will perceive Islam. So when I do something, I have to think 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, because not only are people going to look at those actions, those thoughts coming from me, but they're going to attach it to Islam and perceive it from that perception. So I stand for the banner of my religion that is of love, that is being torn down by hatred around us, that is torn down by Islamophobics, that is torn down by, supporters of a certain someone. And so no matter how hard it gets, I will never give up this burden, and I will overcome every assumption, every stereotype, and every prejudice that comes against me that dares to cross my path. We all bleed red. We all cry over tests. We all are equal. We all feel the same emotions. And in order to extend the fact that we all feel these same emotions, I wrote my book, Wildflowers, which is a compilation about 300 poems and some art. And when people read my book, they were like, oh, I feel this exact same way. I feel like you're writing about my life. And then they're surprised to know that I'm Muslim, because they perceive us as different. They perceive me as different. They think that I don't belong here when this is actually my country. If you ask me to go back to my country, I'm just going to go back to the hospital, because this is also my country. So I wanted to share my passion through the poetry, and it has touched a lot of people, which is very, very, it's exciting to hear, and that the fact that people think it's relatable. And the process for this book was obviously not easy, nor is life easy. So the same way I overcame obstacles and strifes and tribulations in my life, I believe that anyone can. The power of our mind is astounding. If anyone has taken any form of psychology, they've realized, even in the TED Talks we heard earlier, if you believe you can do something, there's absolutely nothing that can stop you. Like Zach had said earlier, the only thing in your way is you. You must want success. You must want to overcome whatever you are going through in your life in order to actually overcome it. If you think half-heartedly, this is a problem, I'm just gonna sweep it under the rug, I can't do this. No, you can do it. There's nothing that you cannot do. And once you adapt this mentality, the fact that you can do anything, then and only then will you be able to overcome anything. And there will be nothing that will stop you. And so the world is at your fingertips if you reach out, lift your feet, and breathe. You only need to take the first step. So I'll leave you with a phrase, and I often say this to my friends when they're going through a difficult time. I say to them, who can do it? You can do it. So I would like for you to repeat this with me as well. Who can do it? No, you guys can do it. So who can do it? I can do it. Come on, louder. I can do it. Who can do it? I can do it. Yes, you can. All right, thank you.